Electromagnetic radiation, glowing balls of light. That's what your Minmin Light is.
It was once known, still is known, as Fiora, located in South Australia.
The Australian Outback, vast, brutal, and unnerving. Out here, strange lights flicker in the night, and the land itself feels alive, hiding secrets it doesn't want to reveal. These are the creepy discoveries in the remote Australian Outback that terrified the world. Number 15, the Minmin Lights. The strange Minmin Lights, known for their mysterious appearances after dark, have baffled people for generations. Strangely, no matter how hard you try to get closer to them, they always seem to drift away, retreating into the distance. First observed near the now deserted town of Minmin in Western Queensland, these lights have sparked countless legends and rumors. A typical Minmin light is a glowing circular orb, roughly a quarter of the size of the full moon. What makes them even more strange are their blurred, fuzzy edges, which seem to shimmer like a buzzing swarm of bees. While most Minmin lights appear white, they can also glow in shades of green, yellow, red, and on rare occasions, a ghostly blue. These strange orbs have been known to dart around unpredictably, twisting left and right, shooting up and down, and sometimes even splitting into two separate lights, dancing across the landscape. For years, these lights were a source of intrigue and speculation, but Australian neuroscientist and polymath Professor John Pettigrew believes he has finally cracked the code behind their mystery. He didn't just study the phenomenon, he actually recreated his own Minmin light. According to Pettigrew, these lights are very real, but they're not the product of anything supernatural. Instead, they are distant sources of light, such as fires or bright headlights from far-off vehicles. Normally, these lights would be too faint to notice, hidden beyond the horizon. However, Pettigrew discovered that a layer of cold air, hovering just above the ground between the light source and the observer, can trap the light. This layer bends the light downwards, allowing it to be seen over vast distances, even beyond the horizon. Not only does the cold air bend the light, but it also concentrates it, preventing it from spreading out and reducing over the long distance. Number 14. The gruesome murder of the backpacker murder. In the early 1990s, Australia was shaken by a series of brutal killings that would come to be known as the backpacker murders. These horrifying crimes, which claimed the lives of 7 young travelers in the dense Belanglo State Forest, are still remembered as some of the most shocking in the country's history. At the center of this terrifying spree was a single, deeply disturbed individual named Ivan Milat. Like many notorious serial killers, Ivan Milat's life was marked by a troubled and chaotic upbringing. Born on December 27, 1944, in Guildford, Australia, he was the son of poor Croatian immigrants. His family life was far from stable. His father was frequently violent, and his mother was constantly pregnant, giving birth to 14 children in total. Ivan, the 5th child, grew up in a household of chaos and dysfunction. Tragically, 2 of his siblings did not survive. From a young age, Ivan Milat's violent tendencies began to surface. At just 17, he reportedly confessed to his brother Boris about a poor robbery where he accidentally shot a taxi driver. The victim was left paralyzed from the waist down, but Milat was never brought to justice. Instead, an innocent man was wrongfully convicted and spent 5 years in prison for a crime Milat had committed, foreshadowing the darkness that would follow. By 1971, at the age of 26, Milat's violent streak worsened when he was charged with the rape of 2 female backpackers. However, due to weak evidence and a poorly presented case, he was acquitted. This near miss with the law may have emboldened him, as he seemed to believe he could escape punishment for even more heinous crimes. What followed was a series of brutal killings that would horrify Australia and the world. Milat preyed on vulnerable backpackers, luring them into the isolated forest where their lives would end in unimaginable terror. Though the details of his crimes were horrifying, the full extent of Milat's disturbed mind only came to light once he was finally captured. Number 13. The cursed legacy of Lake Mongo. Lake Mongo, once a vibrant and flourishing lake, now lies dry and barren, yet it cradles some of the deepest mysteries of ancient Australia.
It's not how I didn't want to remember her in that way.
Though its waters have long since vanished, the lakebed remains a rich source of strange and attractive artifacts that reveal the story of the continent's earliest peoples. The discovery of ancient human remains in this desolate landscape evokes a powerful sense of connection to a distant, forgotten world, a world that has disappeared but lingers in the relics scattered across the land. About 14,000 years ago, Lake Mungo dried up, leaving behind a barren site that would one day become one of the most important archaeological locations in the world. In 1968, geologist Jim Bowler stumbled upon a groundbreaking discovery: the skeletal remains of a young Aboriginal woman, later named Mungo Lady. What made this find extraordinary was the condition of her bones. They had been deliberately burned before burial, making her the earliest known example of cremation in human history. This wasn't just a simple burial. It was a glimpse into ancient ceremonial practices, offering a rare insight into the spiritual lives of Australia's early inhabitants. Mungo Lady's discovery revealed the deep and profound connection that early Australians had with both their land and their ancestors. 6 years later, in 1974, Bowler unearthed yet another incredible find: the complete skeleton of a man now known as Mungo Man.
The new footage was completely different to the hallway footage.
Carbon-14 dating showed that Mungo Man lived around 40,000 years ago, making his remains the oldest ever found in Australia at that time. His discovery was a monumental moment, offering not only a look into the past, but also a window into the daily lives, beliefs, and practices of some of the world's earliest humans. The discovery of Mungo Man and Mungo Lady forever changed the significance of Lake Mungo, transforming it into a site of global archaeological importance. These ancient remains brought to light the rich and complex cultures that flourished in Australia tens of thousands of years ago, ensuring that the mysteries of Lake Mungo continue to captivate and intrigue the world. Number 12, the mysterious Devil's Marbles. The Devil's Marbles, known as Karlu Karlu to the local Aboriginal people, are a truly awe-inspiring site nestled in the heart of Australia's remote outback. These enormous, round boulders are scattered across the landscape as if tossed by some giant, unseen hand. Their peculiar balance, some appearing to defy gravity, and the strange way they are arranged, gives the entire area an almost otherworldly feel. It's as though nature itself has created a masterpiece, enhanced by the deep sense of mystery and wonder that surrounds these formations. Adding to this atmosphere are the rich Aboriginal legends that tell stories of spirits and supernatural forces linked to the stones. The origin of the Devil's Marbles stretches back millions of years, beginning with molten rock that surged upward from deep within the earth. As this molten material rose, it spread out and solidified into a thick layer of granite under the Earth's surface. Over the ages, powerful tectonic forces shifted and folded the Earth's crust, forcing the granite upward and breaking it into enormous square blocks. But nature wasn't finished yet. The relentless forces of wind, rain, and erosion slowly chipped away at these jagged blocks, rounding their edges and gradually transforming them into the smooth, spherical boulders we see today. Even now, the harsh desert climate continues to shape these remarkable stones. The intense temperature swings between blistering hot days and freezing cold nights cause the rocks to expand during the day and contract at night. This constant cycle places enormous stress on the boulders, leading to cracks and, in some cases, causing the rocks to split cleanly in half. This natural process adds to the eerie and mysterious appearance of the marbles, as if they have been carefully shaped by unseen hands. Number 11, the terrifying saltwater crocodile. In the vast and wild Australian outback, there is a creature so powerful and fearsome that it commands both terror and awe: the saltwater crocodile. These enormous reptiles are not only the largest of their kind, but they are also among the most dangerous predators on the planet.
Have a look at this! It's the big bloke himself!
With their intimidating size and ruthless nature, saltwater crocodiles can grow to more than 20 feet in length, and their massive jaws can deliver a bite strong enough to crush bones with ease. Their stealthy hunting methods, combined with their ability to ambush prey from the water, make them both feared and respected. These crocodiles add an undeniable sense of danger to the remote rivers, swamps, and coastlines of the outback. Scientifically known as Crocodilus porosus, these ancient reptiles have a territory that spans far beyond Australia's borders. While they thrive in northern Australia, they can also be found in countries such as Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and even as far as Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and India. Their ability to travel over vast distances, sometimes covering more than 1,000 kilometers by sea, explains their widespread presence. However, despite their far-reaching habitat, only the populations in Australia and Papua New Guinea have remained stable. In many other regions, illegal hunting and habitat destruction have severely threatened their survival. When it comes to sheer size and strength, the Australian saltwater crocodile is unmatched.
From here on in, if he starts to react, we're going to have to ride it out. There's no way he can get off or balk or do anything.
These creatures hold the title of the largest reptiles in the world, with some males weighing over 1,000 kilograms, about 2,200 pounds. Although crocodiles measuring 6 or even 7 meters 20 to 23 feet are rare, they have been documented, and even a 5-meter-long 16-foot crocodile is an imposing sight. With their broad, muscular heads and immensely powerful jaws, saltwater crocodiles can exert a bite force in the range of several tons, making them one of the most formidable animals in existence. Number 10. The abandoned ruins of Fiora. Fiora, once a bustling settlement in the heart of the Australian Outback, now stands eerily quiet, a ghostly echo of a time when dreams and determination were met with the harsh realities of the wild. Abandoned in the early 20th due to relentless drought and the relentless challenges of outback life, its crumbling remains tell an emotional story of struggle and abandonment. The weathered stone buildings, worn down by time and the elements, cast long shadows across the desolate landscape, leaving visitors with a profound sense of the hardships endured by those who once lived there. Fiora's story began in the 1870s with modest beginnings. The South Australian government drilled a well near a scruffy patch of eucalyptus trees, giving the area the name Government Gums. This small, unexpected oasis in the middle of the harsh scrubland quickly became a beacon of hope for those dreaming of starting a new life in the tough outback environment. Today, if you visit the eastern edge of the old campground near the windmill and the simple loo, you can still find the original well hidden among the saltbush scrub, a cherished relic from Fiora's early days. In 1876, 2 ambitious surveyors from the city arrived at Government Gums, traveling by camel and filled with grand ambitions. Inspired by the organized layout of Adelaide, they set out to transform this barren patch of land into a well-planned town. Their design mirrored the orderly structure of the capital, rows of terraced houses and shops arranged in neat rectangles, all encircled by green parklands. It was a bold vision of progress and civilization in the midst of the wilderness. They mapped out 432 quarter-acre plots, each one symbolizing a fresh start and the promise of a new beginning in the harsh outback. Number 9. The strange magnetic anomalies of the outback. In some remote corners of the Australian outback, peculiar magnetic anomalies cause compasses to spin erratically and electronic devices to malfunction, adding an extra layer of intrigue to an already enigmatic landscape. These odd phenomena have fascinated scientists and sparked wild theories about hidden forces or even otherworldly influences shaping the land. One of the most captivating locations where these magnetic quirks occur is the Nullarbor Plain in South Australia. This vast, flat expanse is a geological marvel unlike any other. In the 1970s, survey planes flying over this seemingly endless desert detected strange magnetic signals coming from deep within the Earth. This led to the discovery of an area where the Earth's magnetic field behaves unusually much weaker than expected. The region was soon dubbed the Kumpana Anomaly. For decades, geologists have been engrossed in the Kumpana Anomaly, striving to decipher the mysteries behind these baffling magnetic signals. Several theories have emerged to explain the peculiar magnetic behavior beneath the Nullarbor's endless limestone plains and shifting sands. One idea proposes that the rocks below the surface originated in the northern hemisphere and drifted south over millions of years due to tectonic plate movements. This long migration could have imparted unusual magnetic properties to the rocks. Another theory suggests that these rocks were formed during a period when the Earth's magnetic poles were reversed, a phenomenon that has occurred intermittently throughout geological history. This magnetic reversal could account for the region's abnormal magnetic field. Perhaps the most intriguing hypothesis is that of an ancient meteorite impact. The unusual crater-like shape of the area hints at the possibility that a massive celestial object may have struck the Earth here long ago. This impact could have left not only a physical scar, but also a lasting magnetic signature. Given that the Nullarbor Plain is a hotspot for meteorite enthusiasts today, the idea that it may have once experienced a cosmic collision adds an exciting dimension to its mystery. Number 8. The vanished B-24 Liberator bomber. During World War II, a B-24 Liberator bomber known as the Texas Terror mysteriously vanished into the vast and unforgiving expanse of the Australian Outback. Despite extensive search efforts, no trace of the aircraft was found for over a year, leading to much speculation about its fate. Some thought that mechanical failure might have caused the crash, while others entertained the possibility of supernatural forces being involved, adding to the enduring mystery of its disappearance. In January 1944, more than a year after the bomber went missing, an expert team of rock climbers was dispatched to search the treacherous terrain of Mount Strelok. This formidable mountain, cloaked in dense tropical rainforest and towering cliffs that rise 920 meters into the sky, presented a daunting challenge. The ridges of the mountain were nearly impossible to scale, with the only feasible route being through a narrow rift filled with massive, slippery granite boulders displaced by the heavy rains of the wet season. It was during this demanding climb, after ascending more than 750 meters up the southern face of Mount Strelok, that the climbers made a groundbreaking discovery: the long-lost wreckage of the bomber. The aircraft had tragically crashed into the mountain, just 150 to 180 meters below the summit, where the dense rainforest transitions into sheer granite cliffs. The impact had scattered wreckage across a wide area. At the crash site, part of the fuselage remained clinging to the mountain's face at the point of impact. Higher up, an outer wing and one of the bomber's engines were lodged precariously in a crevice, while further below, another engine and pieces of the landing gear lay concealed among the thick forest undergrowth. The discovery of the wreckage brought a sense of closure to the mystery of the Texas Terror, but the challenges faced by the climbers and the eerie circumstances surrounding the disappearance added to the dramatic and haunting nature of the story. Number 7. The Aboriginal legend of the rainbow serpent. The rainbow serpent is a deeply mystical and formidable figure in Aboriginal mythology, revered as both a creator and protector in the vast and enigmatic Australian outback. This powerful being is intricately linked to the land's spiritual and natural world, casting an awe-inspiring and mysterious shadow over the region's ancient legends. According to Aboriginal legends, the rainbow serpent is not only the creator of human life, but also the source of all fertility and vitality. It is said to travel through rivers, creeks, billabongs, and lagoons, bringing life by sending spirits to nurture the land and its people. The serpent's life-giving powers are closely tied to the forces of nature, especially rainfall, which it controls to sustain the earth. But the rainbow serpent is not just a benevolent creator, it commands deep respect. If angered or disrespected, the serpent can transform into a fearsome and destructive force. Its anger is believed to bring violent storms and devastating floods, punishing those who break sacred laws. During times of severe flooding, the rainbow serpent is said to swallow people whole. It later regurgitates their bones, which turn to stone, serving as a haunting reminder of its dual nature as both a life-giver and a punisher. The serpent also has the eerie ability to enter a person's body, either bestowing magical abilities or leaving behind small rainbows, its offspring. These rainbows can cause illness and death, highlighting the serpent's overwhelming power over life and death. The rainbow serpent is not just a mythical figure, but a symbol of the regenerative and reproductive forces of nature and humanity. It plays a central role in the region's most significant ceremonies, representing the endless cycle of creation and destruction. Number 6. The haunting stories of remote outback stations. Across the vast and isolated cattle stations and homesteads of the Australian outback, eerie stories have been passed down through generations. These remote and rugged places, surrounded by endless stretches of harsh wilderness, have become famous for unsettling tales of ghostly apparitions, strange noises, and other unexplained events. The isolation of these areas only heightens the sense of mystery and fear, as there are often no immediate explanations for the chilling occurrences. For many years, people living in these remote areas have reported hearing mysterious, otherworldly sounds that seem to echo through the land with no clear source. These noises range from low, rumbling murmurs to sharp, high-pitched wails, creating an eerie atmosphere over the vast, empty terrain. Those who hear these sounds often describe feeling a deep sense of unease and dread, as if the outback itself is alive with invisible forces. Various theories have been proposed to explain these strange phenomena. Some suggest that the eerie sounds might be caused by geological forces, such as underground movements or shifting tectonic plates. Others think atmospheric anomalies or even secret military experiments could be behind the mysterious noises, conducted in these remote locations without public knowledge. Adding to the intrigue, some believe that the sounds could be the calls of undiscovered species lurking within the rugged landscape, their elusive presence contributing to the mystery. Complicating the mystery further are occasional sightings of ghostly figures and supernatural ghosts wandering the desolate land. These sightings often lead to discussions about supernatural explanations, with some speculating that spirits or otherworldly beings may be behind the unsettling events. Despite years of investigation, the true nature of these eerie occurrences remains elusive. They continue to fascinate and intrigue locals, researchers, and explorers alike. While we may one day uncover the truth behind these strange phenomena, for now, the remote cattle stations and homesteads of the Outback remain shrouded in mystery, their reputation for the supernatural only growing with each unexplained event. Number 5. The ghostly echoes of the Outback caves. Caves like Nilpena and others, adorned with ancient Aboriginal rock art, exude an air of mystery and unease that seems to echo through the ages. The weird images carved into the stone show scenes and symbols that remain largely enigmatic, giving visitors a sensation of stepping into a realm that is both timeless and haunting. These carvings, some of which feature unsettling figures and cryptic symbols, serve as a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the land and contribute to the spine-chilling reputation of these caves. In contrast, Chillagoe, once a lively mining town, now sits as a quiet and rugged landscape dominated by dramatic limestone formations. With fewer than 200 residents today, it feels like a place lost in time. This area stands in sharp contrast to the lush green hills of the central tablelands, featuring jagged, rocky outcrops that have been shaped over millions of years. Chillagoe is home to a cave system that is around 400 million years old and stretches over 11 kilometers, offering a maze of underground wonders. Located just 3 hours west of Cairns, the region boasts more than 700 limestone caves, each showcasing unique and breathtaking features.
And one of my teachers was a guide here, and she steered me towards this job as a casual guide.
These caverns were formed by the gradual erosion of an ancient coral reef over countless centuries, revealing some of nature's most spectacular formations. As you explore these caves, you'll navigate iron walkways illuminated by spotlights that highlight the awe-inspiring beauty of the underground world. Stalactites hang from the ceiling like jagged teeth, while stalagmites rise from the ground in intricate patterns. Delicate cave coral adds to the otherworldly atmosphere. Knowledgeable guides lead visitors through these ancient tunnels, sharing captivating stories about how these natural wonders came into existence. Beyond the well-lit paths, deeper, shadowy tunnels and hidden chambers create an air of mystery that lingers in the environment. These caves, with their secretive nooks and crannies, possess a strange allure, making you feel as though you've discovered a forgotten world, preserved and untouched for centuries. Number 4. The deserted settlements of the Outback. Scattered across the vast and remote expanse of the Australian Outback are strange, abandoned settlements like Tibooburra and Andado. Once bustling with activity, these towns now stand as ghostly reminders of an era when people dared to tame the harsh and unyielding landscape. The crumbling buildings and silent streets suggest a haunting sense of history, offering a chilling hint into the struggles and dreams of those who once lived there. Walking among these ruins, you can almost feel the weight of abandonment and the echoes of lost aspirations that linger in the air. The Outback itself is a vast and thinly populated region, even more remote than Australia's bushland. It stretches from the northern to the southern coasts, including a range of climatic zones from the tropical and monsoonal regions in the north to the arid heart of the Red Centre and the semi-dry temperate areas in the south. Despite this climatic diversity, what ties the Outback together is its isolation, a place where nature dominates and human presence is scarce. With a population of around 607,000, it represents a tiny fraction of the country's total, spread thinly across this immense, untamed land. The Outback is renowned not just for its isolation, but also for its largely untouched natural beauty. Much of the land is used for pastoral activities, with livestock grazing depending on the natural environment. This low-impact land use has helped preserve the rugged charm of the region, making it a place where the landscape itself tells a story, Deeply surrounded in Australian heritage, the Outback has influenced the nation's history and folklore. Its vast, open spaces have been immortalized in art, particularly in the 1940s, when the Outback became a symbol of endurance and adventure. In 2009, the Queensland Outback was honored as one of the Q150 icons of Queensland, celebrated for its role as a natural wonder and attracting visitors with its wild and untamed allure. Number 3. The Eerie 50,000-year-old kangaroo skeleton. Deep within a hidden cave in East Gippsland, Victoria, a spine-tingling discovery emerged that has left scientists and explorers amazed. In 2011, a remarkable find was unearthed: a 50,000-year-old skeleton of a short-nosed kangaroo, hidden 20 meters underground. This ancient fossil, as delicate as damp tissue paper, had been shrouded in darkness for millennia, waiting for its chance to reappear. Extracting this precious specimen proved incredibly challenging, demanding 2 arduous years of work in almost complete darkness before it was gently brought to the surface. Now, safely housed at Museum Victoria, this strange relic provides a rare and fascinating glimpse into Australia's wild and enigmatic past. The skeleton's importance lies not only in its huge age, but also in its extraordinary preservation.
The skeleton is so exceptional is that it was in an exceptionally...
With 71% of its original form intact, including 150 bones and an almost complete skull, it stands as one of the most intact fossils ever discovered in Australia. Indeed, it is the most complete fossil skeleton ever found in a Victorian cave. This incredible find will soon be displayed to the public at the Melbourne Museum, offering a unique chance for visitors to connect with a piece of ancient history. Recovering this invaluable fossil was an immense challenge. A dedicated team spent 58 demanding hours deep underground, directed through hazardous conditions to safely extract the skeleton. Tim Ziegler, a paleontologist from the museum's Victoria Research Institute, led the team and shared his excitement over this extraordinary discovery. He highlighted that remains of such high caliber and completeness are extremely rare in Australia, and bringing such a specimen back into the light after 50,000 years was an exceptional privilege. Number 2. The terrifying fossilized remains of Winton. The discovery of ancient fossils in the Winton region has added an intriguing and eerie chapter to the Outback's storied history. Among these fossils, which include the remains of gigantic dinosaurs, there's a sense of wonder about the massive creatures that once roamed this land. The initial discovery happened in 2017 at Winton's famous dinosaur fossil field, a place that has become a gold mine for paleontologists. At first, the unearthed fossils seemed fairly ordinary, but recent studies have revealed that these bones likely belong to a dinosaur known as the Australopithecus wintonensis. Discovered in 2006, this dinosaur, sometimes called Winton's killer, was a swift and agile predator that lived about 95 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. Dr. Matt White, the lead researcher from the University of New England, explained that when the bones were first found, they didn't look like much. They seemed rather unimpressive at the time. However, as more detailed analysis was carried out, their true significance came to light. The Australopithecus wintonensis was known for its sharp teeth and claws, making it an aggressive hunter of its era. The Winton area in Queensland, Australia, is renowned for its rich fossil deposits. This region has uncovered numerous dinosaur remains, including the massive sauropod known as Diamantinosaurus, and a relative of the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. These discoveries have offered invaluable insights into the variety and evolution of dinosaurs that once inhabited the region. Additionally, the Winton fossil field is part of the larger Winton Formation, a geological formation celebrated for its well-preserved dinosaur fossils. This area has become a key location for paleontologists studying Australia's prehistoric past, playing a crucial role in enhancing our understanding of ancient dinosaurs and the ecosystems they lived in. Number 1. The Eerie dust storms. Outback dust storms are not only dramatic, but also carry an eerie and unsettling presence. When these massive storms sweep across the desert, they create apocalyptic scenes with towering walls of reddish-brown dust. These thick clouds can obscure the sun, transforming the landscape into a ghostly, otherworldly place.
Thunderstorm for this wind, and what you have in thunderstorms, you have updrafts, and then you also have those downdrafts. Those downdrafts...
The sheer scale and force of these storms contribute to their haunting reputation, evoking a feeling of isolation and desolation. Recently, Australia witnessed its worst dust storm in 70 years. On a Wednesday, A gigantic cloud of red outback dust surged across the bustling east coast, creating a nearly apocalyptic spectacle. This immense storm disrupted daily life, nearly paralyzing the country's largest airport and leaving millions of people struggling to breathe amidst the thick dust. The storm struck overnight, casting an unsettling orange haze over Sydney's dawn. While no physical injuries were reported, ambulance services saw a spike in calls from people having trouble breathing. Police advised drivers to be extremely cautious due to the dangerously reduced visibility on the roads. This dust storm originated from Australia's parched interior, which has been ravaged by an extraordinary scarcity. Powerful winds lifted tons of dry topsoil, carrying it high into the atmosphere and spreading it over hundreds of miles. The dust clouds blanketed numerous towns and cities across 2 states. Travel was heavily affected. International flights to Sydney were rerouted to other cities, with some flights from New Zealand being turned back. Domestic flights faced major disruptions as Sydney Airport struggled with limited operations due to the hazardous visibility. Additionally, passenger ferries on Sydney's iconic harbour were paused for several hours to ensure safety. Which of these extraordinary discoveries in the Outback do you find most interesting? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section.